Well, the first video to kick off Spooktober is this, my review of the Beast Inside beta. Let's talk about this. The gameplay featured here is brought to you by Player One Coffee. Coffee made by gamers, for gamers. Use the link in the description to get 5% off any of your purchases. Hey everybody, what is going on? Brandon here, and this is the first video to kick off Spooktober. All this month I'm going to be trying to do as many horror games as I possibly can, doing reviews, let's plays, just all kinds of stuff. But the first thing up on the list is a review of the beta of The Beast Inside. Now, I was given this key it was a few weeks ago, last month sometime, to test out, and I was able to play through the entire beta. It wasn't very long, but I was actually able to play it and get some gameplay and kind of figure out how much I liked it and give you guys my thoughts. So let's jump right into it. Now, at first when I started playing this, it felt a lot like a color-by-numbers horror game, similar to games like Outlast, the Enderman series, a lot of the bigger, more well-known horror games that have come out recently, where you just kind of go around solving clues and get jump-scared on a regular basis. That's kind of what I expected when I started playing this game, but I was actually pleasantly surprised that it at least goes a little bit farther than that. Now, with that being said, this game doesn't do anything to overcomplicate anything, really. It's pretty straightforward. Go, find some clues, solve some puzzles, figure out where you're supposed to go, and go from point A to point B through various checkpoints, but it doesn't rely so much on jump scares as it does odd pacing to actually give you the thrill of a horror game. And the controls actually add to that, because if you want to pick something up, and I've screwed up multiple times at first hitting the F key or the E key trying to interact with objects, but that's actually not how it works. If you want to pick something up, you actually have to use the mouse and click and drag. Like if you want to open a door, you have to actually click the doorknob and turn the doorknob and pull it with the mouse, which actually adds a lot to the suspense of the game. Because what this game likes to do, I noticed, is it likes to lure you into a sense of calm. It likes to lure you into this state where you're trying to figure out these puzzles, you're trying to solve these clues, you're trying to solve all this stuff to figure out how to get to the next area, and it's been a while since you've ran into anything intimidating that would actually scare you, so you kind of get calm and you kind of get relaxed, and then next thing you know, the pacing of the game instantly flips. Whereas in an instant, you will be sprinting, running, vaulting over objects, turning in, trying to open up doors as you're running with the confusing controls with the mouse while you're getting chased. And this isn't one of those games where it just makes you feel like you can get caught, like a lot of horror games do. You can actually get caught and have to go back to a previous checkpoint if you actually, run into one of the bad guys or one of the things chasing you. So this is actually awesome, because a lot of the times I've noticed with horror games, you'll have those chase sequences, but you don't really have to run at any speed because it will never chase you. It's just there. Basically like a movie, you're not in any danger. In this game, you actually will get caught if you do not run, or if you turn down the wrong hallway, you can get caught. And it just throws the pacing off completely, because it really goes from being really calm for a long period of time and really relaxed to having to sprint, and you never quite know when it's over. I know there was a couple times I was playing and it would hit one of these sequences where I had to run, and I thought I was safe, and it turns out I wasn't. I turned a corner and I got caught. So you never quite know exactly when it's done, because the music will still be playing even when you're calm and when you can actually stop running. Which is interesting, because then it flips that pace back and forth the entire time you're playing. So you never know when you need to be on the edge of your seat or when you need to be relaxed and focused. And that place right there is where this game excels in that suspense realm, because it is a good horror game, but let's face it, a lot of horror games aren't that scary, because we can still, as gamers, especially if we watch a lot of horror movies, we know it's not real, we can tell it's not real, until we get to a point where everybody's rocking like whatever the next step past RTX 2080s are. We're probably not going to have graphics that can really make somebody scared visually. The suspense is really the best way that games can sell, especially horror games, at least in my opinion. And this game does really good with suspense, but it does lack a little bit in the story. This game does a pretty good job of trying to tell a story with interesting visuals and some pretty good voice actors, but it doesn't really do a good job of conveying what that story is. Even after beating the beta, I still feel like I don't really quite understand the direction the story's going. I feel like it was kind of all over the place. Now, I don't know if that was an intentional design because it's only a beta and they want people to not have a clue where the story was going until they play the full version of the game. Very well could possibly be it. but I still feel like after playing through the entire beta, I'm not really sure what direction the story was going. So if this wasn't intentional, they might need to refine how they're going to tell the story a little bit before final release, because I will say that the beta was kind of convoluted. Besides not really understanding the direction the story was taking, which, like I said, could have been completely intentional with it just being a beta, I really enjoyed this game. I think it's definitely, especially if it's not a very expensive title, if you're into horror games, it's definitely one to check out. I think I'll be picking up the full version because I'm pretty interested in seeing where the story is going to go. The developers seem to be pretty communicative over on Steam. The game itself, I didn't really have any issues. I did notice on the Steam forums some people saying they couldn't get it to run. I didn't have any issues getting it to run, so I don't know exactly what the problem is there. I don't know if it's because I have Windows 10, maybe they have Windows 7 or 8. I don't know why that is. Hopefully they get that ironed out. But all in all, I would say that this is definitely a game. If you're a horror enthusiast and you like horror games, this is one to check out, because I will say I enjoyed this a lot more than I did the Enderman games that were out way back in the day. I've enjoyed this quite a bit more than I have a lot of horror games that I'm even currently playing that I've got to do videos for. So I will say that this did a good job of at least trying to tell the story. If they can refine it a little bit more for the full version, that'll be good. Other than that, the gameplay was fun. It was enjoyable. The difference in pacing kept me on my toes. I will say this is a decent horror game to look forward to. But guys, check it out. I have the link for this down below in the description, so you can go check it out over on Steam. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video and you want to see more, please do me a favor and hit that red subscribe button. If you want to know anytime Nathan or I upload videos, please do us a favor and hit that bell icon, so we'll be sure YouTube sends you notifications out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.